Hola. Hola. That means hello. This is Josh Kimmel. This is the Dynamite Rundown for your August 5th, 2026 Dynamite, whatever that was. Look, I'm not going to be negative today. I can't. I hope everyone has a great weekend. And you know what? I usually do this show at noon. And I talk about Dynamite here on the No Holds Barred Wrestling channel. Of course, catch us on YouTube here every single Friday at noon, usually, but today was a little bit different. Tomorrow, 12 o'clock, we are doing 12 o'clock, 5 o'clock. We're doing our WrestleMania 16 review, our flashback, we go back in time. We've been watching WrestleMania 1 through 16 so far. Well, the 16th will be this Saturday at 5 p.m. here on the No Holds Barred Wrestling channel. We went through 1 through 15 already. So if you're a fan of WrestleMania, make sure you tune in tomorrow for that. But today we're talking Dynamite. And I don't know how to feel about Dynamite. I have two different thoughts on AEW Dynamite this week. So this is going to be a show of positivity, and it's also going to be a show of like, what, why did this happen? Why are we watching this match? Why did this match happen? We have 3 weeks or so till All In, which I'm going to purchase. I'm already committed to buying this show. I'm going to see Will Ospreay and Kenny Omega. I'm going to watch MJF maybe win the gauntlet match, which I don't think he will. We'll get into MJF later on. But I also need I just need to understand why certain matches happen on this card. So it's going to be a fun one. But the most important thing that happened today, the fifth, which was a Dynamite, was MJF's return. I didn't expect it. I'm happy it happened because I was tired of Andrade walking around with this ring that nobody knew he had and nobody knew how he got it. It's just, he has the ring. And I was tired of him saying, hey, I got the ring, and he shows everybody. And listen, I love Andrade. I think Andrade is going to be a great babyface champion when he does become champion, because I think he will be champion. I do. The way Tony Khan books is he will be champion. It's just, we got to wait his turn. So I'm glad that we get to see him wrestle MJF, a main eventer, so we can see what Andrade can do. So let's get into it. MJF returns to Arena Mexico. That's where Dynamite was. First off, the show was great, as in look, presentation. It made me want to, honestly, if I was Tony Khan, and I don't know the logistics of running a company that large and how it works in the United States versus other countries, but move to Mexico, brother. Take your company and just tour Mexico, because that crowd was the best Dynamite crowd I've seen in forever. They were hot, the whole crowd. Everybody was into everything. Didn't matter if the match meant something. It didn't matter if the match meant nothing. The crowd was cheering regardless, because that's the kind of wrestling they wanted to see. It's not the kind of wrestling I wanted to see sitting on my couch leading up to your biggest pay-per-view. Imagine if WrestleMania was right here, and it's in April, like it usually is. But 3 weeks before the show, they say, you know what? We're going to go to whatever country it is, and we're throwing all storylines out the window, brothers. We're just going to have matches and matches and matches and matches, and we're going to have bangers and bangers and bangers, but no stories will ever move forward. No stories will be told. It's just going to be 3 hours of 6-man tag matches. Oh, wait, we got one 6-woman tag match too. They call it trios in the AEW world. We got one singles. We got Persona. I don't know why I can't pronounce her name, but we got Statlander versus Persephone. I had to say it very slowly so I don't mispronounce Persephone, which I love Persephone. I think Persephone is a wonderful professional wrestler. I wish she wasn't where she's at. Hell, I'm not going to go as far as saying I wish she was at the Performance Center. I'm not going to say that, because I wish she was on Dynamite. She's the kind of wrestler who would thrive in Dynamite Would she thrive in WWE? I don't know. I think they might just throw her as a, oh, look at her big, tough bodyguard, but loses a lot. I wish we'd see her on Dynamite more because she's great. She would take over that women's division or elevate it with Mercedes, with Statlander, with Tekla, all these where is Tony Storm? With Tony Storm, this would be amazing to see Persephone in AEW. But we'll get to that. Anyway, how'd you guys like this show? Sound off in the comments below. Let me know how you liked AEW this week. If you're watching this right now, I'm assuming you had a good time watching it. Spoiler, I started here. The show's fun. And it kind of just said, it's easier for me. This steadily went down, steadily like a little roller coaster, but I didn't go fast. Just a little roller coaster, coasted down. I just was losing interest at each segment. And I'm not saying it was a bad show. Just saying, I wish there was a promo. I wish I knew why these people were mad. I know there was promos, but I wish there was promos that meant something to a story. Where was the interviews? Where was the backstage segments? Where was anything? Where was anything in tonight's show except for 6-man tags? But sound off in the chat if you enjoyed this show. Little housekeeping. There's no Real Talk Wrestling this week. Clutch is missing. He is traveling the world as he does. And Chris El Ginger Americano, he's got his Roman Reigns clause. He's the champ. So he can do whatever he wants. He shows up when he wants to show up, brother. But I have some news for you. If you don't watch Real Talk Wrestling, we do pay-per-view PLE predictions. And Chris El Ginger Americano has been the champion here for a long time. So let me get this out of the way. And then I'll get back to Dynamite. Real quick, the results. With 51 points from SummerSlam, we did SummerSlam for the title. We made all of our predictions with all of our confidence points. In dead last place with 51 points. Me. Who blew it for me? I picked the Usos and Fat 2. I picked the Bloodline to beat Solo, LA Knight, and Royce Keys with 12 confidence points. I lost 12 points. That's why I'm not your champion today. All I needed was 4 points from anywhere else, and I'd be the champion. That's how close this was. El Ginger Americano, you have been dethroned, my friend. You are no longer the champion. You have 53 points. The reason why you lost is because you also took the Bloodline and put 10 confidence points. Loser. So Clutch, you are the new champion of the Real Talk Wrestling show. You're the new champion of the No Holds Barred Championship. You are the champion of the pay-per-views until you defend it again, or if you ever show up to work again, Clutch. Your biggest win, you did pick the baby faces. You picked LA Knight, and Solo and Royce. That's why you're the champion today. So congratulations, Clutch. If you show up next week, I'll give you your title. All right, Dynamite. I had to get that out because we didn't have Real Talk Wrestling this week. I'm not going to go in order. I'm just going to stick to the top part, and that's MJF. Was anyone expecting MJF in Mexico? Was anyone expecting MJF to come back with his Triple B, lay down the law, tell everyone what it is, and actually tell the truth? It was phenomenal. Let me pull it up. Because he said something very important that I want everyone to understand. He pretty much told the world, I was robbed from my main event. I should be in the main event. And I think that extends to the backstage a little bit as well. He came out with his championship. I mean, everything was approved from Tony Khan, of course. Gosh, why is it so dumb? I had it pulled up. I had my notes pulled up, guys. I promise. I had my notes. It's just the internet and things don't work sometimes. That's why I'm traditional. People make fun of me. I'm pen and paper guy. People make fun of me still to this day. When I work at, a job that deals with internet and computers and technology, they just use your little note tab, use your OneNote. No, brother. Pen and paper never fails. That's why I used to keep my notes on pen and paper, but I've transitioned to the computer, and now everything just gets lost. I have a tab open. The tab goes away. I'm an old head. I'm sorry. All right, back to my notes as it was loading up. So basically, comes out with his triple B after the Andrade fight. After Andrade wins, he beats the living crap out of Andrade. Feel bad for the dude, but it is what it is. Gets his diamond ring back and tells everyone that he is the rightful champion. This was stolen from him, and he gets in this little screaming, throwing a fit, right? He throws a fit about MJF, or about not being in the spot. I agree with him. There's team Kenny Omega and Ospreay, which I'm not going to ever say I don't want to see that match. And then there's team MJF versus Will Ospreay. Now, if you go to the biggest show of your company, All In Wembley, probably your biggest attendance of the year, wouldn't you want the hottest angle possible? Wouldn't you want the biggest heel of the company talking about how much he hates England? You can't brush your teeth. Fish and chips suck. Soccer sucks. Like, whatever you want to do, MJF, get your cheap heat. Then you have Will Ospreay, who's fighting for like a redemption where he just quit the Death Riders and he wants to do the things the right way and yada, yada, yada. He's the baby face coming back from injury. That crowd's going to be hot. One way or another, you would have got boos from somebody from the crowd. Boo, boo, F you, right? We got all that reaction. Or you can have the crowd split with Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Now, it's cool. You might have like, let's go, Kenny, let's go. Whatever you guys are going to want to do over there in England, you Englanders. I don't know what you guys do. But you'll chant. You'll do your things. You'll sing your songs. But it just sounds so much better when it's all unison. Instead of like one large reaction, when Will Ospreay wins that title, you might have half a reaction. And I don't think it's fair to Will Ospreay. We'll never know why this main event's happening. We'll never know why it's Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. I'm sure we will. Who knows? But if it's just because that's what Tony wants to jerk off to this week, I'm not down for that, man. You got to sacrifice. If you're a booker, I'm not a booker of a TV show, but if I'm like a business person, if I own my business, sometimes you need to have, put your feelings aside. If I owned a restaurant, if I owned a pizza parlor, I'm not going to tell the customers, no pineapples on pizzas here, buddy. We just do meats. Well, can I get green peppers? No, I don't like green peppers on my pepperoni. So we're doing just meats, brother. And if you don't like it, go somewhere else. Hit the alternative. No, you give the people what they want. You give the people what they want. Do you think everyone's happy that MJF is out of this main event? No. People are upset. Is everyone upset? No. I don't think so. I don't think so at all. Because people do like that. There are sickos in the world. There are people out there that want this love story. They think this is the modern day, just think of the two biggest people. Just think about the two biggest, like imagine, Superman and Batman fighting. Thor and who you fight? The Hulk, right? If you like superheroes. If you like sports, it's Dan Marino versus John Elway, right? The two greatest of their eras. Kobe and Shaq, or what? I don't watch basketball. I'm sorry. Here, I'll go puck. Somewhere in hockey, I'll go puck. It's kind of like, Kucherov and Alexander Ovechkin. Or better, you guys might know, Sidney Crosby and Ovechkin. Well, whatever. Yeah, we're getting the two best. And people love this. But there's no heat. There's nothing. I still don't care. The story is confusing to me. I am so confused. Who's the heel? Who's the bad guy? Who quit the heel group? Is the heel group even a heel group? How did Kenny Omega know that he was trying to strangle him? Isn't Kenny Omega happy that he didn't? It's just too confusing. It's just too confusing. Why do you think I didn't like CM Punk and Cody Rhodes? Nothing there. Literally nothing there. So what do you like? Listen, at least I'm consistent. The Cody Rhodes CM Punk situation, that whole title match, everything about it, the build, everything was awful. Straight up. Everything is awful. That is CM Punk and Cody Rhodes heading into SummerSlam. It was just not there for me. It was just a waste of my time. Same thing here. Like, I want someone to be mad at. I want someone to cheer for. I want someone to root for. And here I'm rooting for Kenny Omega because I prefer watching Kenny Omega. I don't know, man. I don't know. Look, I don't know. What would you prefer? Would you prefer to see all baby faces fight all baby faces at all time and not to have a hero? When you watch sports, don't you root against people? I hate Mahomes. I hate that team. I want them to lose. Or when Tom Brady was on his reign of terror. Can't stand Tom Brady. I'm done with him. You need a villain in every story, whether they're villains or not. You need a villain in every story. In wrestling's about stories. And we don't have villains. But I also want to say this with my assessment of this. If every title, and I've complained about this for the past 3 weeks, if every title match between both companies, AEW, Raw, SmackDown, weren't all babyface versus babyface, say what you want about Roman. Babyface. Okay? You had Roman and Seth. Baby faces. I respect you, little brother. I respect you, little brother. I need to beat you, little brother. You can't beat me, little brother. LA Knight, yeah. And then you go to SmackDown. I respect you. I hate you. I like you. I love you. I respect you. I loved your dad. Like, love fest. And then you go to Dynamite. Bruv, you're my idol, bruv. I can't wait to fight my best friend, bruv. If we just had maybe one of those stories. Just one. And then the other two stories were like, I don't know, traditional heel versus babyface. Maybe I'd be here for Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. But the fact is I'm not. And that's nothing on their fault. It's really not. I can't compare the companies. I hate when people do it. But if you watch both companies, you have to be sick of the love fest. At some point, we need Drew McIntyre to claymore someone and tell them he hates them, and he prays that they break their arm or whatever he prayed CM Punk to do. I prayed for this. Like, we need some evil stuff back in wrestling. I think Ethan Page said it, where it's like, I'm so sick of the sing-songy and the fans taking over, and everybody wants to root for everybody, and OTC. Like, I'm over it too. And I think, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say it. I might get canceled, but I'm going to say it. Maybe if all you fans stop singing, and Roman Reigns, Roman Reigns. If you guys stop singing this stuff, maybe Triple H wouldn't put his daughter to sing the national anthem because everyone thinks this is fucking American Idol. America's Got Talent, whatever they have these days. Over it. Give me traditional, I want to kill you and take your title. And that's what MJF brings. Now we circle back to MJF. His whole concern is getting his AEW championship back, or the championship he never lost, or whatever he wants to say. He's holding the Triple B, and he's claiming he's the world heavyweight champion. Okay, I don't hate that at all. He's fighting for the number 2 spot in the Casino Gauntlet Battle Royale, or whatever the hell it is. I can't wait to see it. Disclaimer, if you're new to the show, I just started watching Dynamite again, or AEW again, just about 2 months ago. So there's a lot of concepts I am foreign on. And this is one of them. So he claims he's going to win this match, get a contract, and do what he did last year, and get that contract signed, and he's going to win this Triple B back. I'm confused on a couple things. Just a couple things. Is it a Money in the Bank situation? Can anyone comment in the chat? Can he? I don't know the rules. Rules change. Who knows what AEW is doing? But can he cash that in that night? Is there a chance he makes it a triple threat match and wins the title back at Wembley? I'd love that. If you were into the Love Fest, he just ruined your Love Fest. So I'd be down for that. Or was it like it was last year? I believe he said he was going to cash it in. He couldn't cash it in. He had to give Tony Khan like a month notice. He then was told He has to cash it in to do it. And then it was told, no, you're going to be in a qualifier match. And once you qualify, you can become. You see how fucking confusing the show is? Do you see how confusing that was? Go back and look. That's exactly what happened. He was going to cash it in, couldn't cash it in, had a number one contenders match, even though he had a briefcase or whatever, the contract. Go look it up last year. Confusing. Make it simple. I won this contract. I will. Who cares if you're copying Money in the Bank? I'm so sick of that. Copy. Guys, it's wrestling. It's hard. You can't. Everything's been done. Everything's been done. Everything. Do you think the WWE is getting bashed for copying singles matches? Oh, well, the NWA did. Yeah, I'm sure those people. Who cares? Everything's been done in wrestling. So make this less confusing. Why do I have to watch this man sign a contract? Oh, I can cash it in 1 month or whatever it is. It's so confusing to watch AEW. I cannot keep up. Can't keep up. All right, let's review the show. All right. Gosh, man. The Death Riders wrestled Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, the Young Bucks. This was a fun match. Moxley rolled up Copeland. I don't think that's the right decision. But it is what it is. Fun match. Cool. We see this is a little bit of story. We see some little dissension between Edge and Christian and the Young Bucks, but who cares? Not interested. I'm not going long in this match. Do not care. It's a match for matches for people who want to watch these matches. What does an 8-man tag match have to do with All In? What does Jon Moxley, Pac, Wheeler Yuta, and Daniel Garcia have to do with Copeland, Christian, and the Young Bucks? Match for matches. A match for matches. 3-way title match. Number 1 entry to the All In Casino Gauntlet. All right, one match means something. Andrade beat Commander in Ciampa. Ciampa had a spot in the middle of it where he took off. Oh no, Andrade took off his own clothes. And then Tommaso Ciampa took those clothes. He did a bunch of moves to it, did a special move to it, beat it up. He went for a pin, and he made the referee try to pin the pants. Sure. This is what we're doing in national television. I know wrestling's supposed to be fun. I know I just watched Danhausen in a money on the pole match. But we got this in a serious angle. A serious match. Match. Andrade, Commander, Ciampa. We didn't need the comedy. We didn't need Commander either. And Commander, this is why these casino gauntlet matches are a joke. You have like 2 people that could win it, and the rest are Commanders. Or El Clone. Or Hetrocero. These people aren't winning. What a joke. What a joke. Commander has never won a match. I don't think ever on television. When's the last time Commander won a match? Someone tell me. But he's going to be in the Casino Gauntlet? Okay, Tony. But hey, you were the one, Tony, who went on Twitter and told me, what is Jinder Mahal get a championship? He hasn't won anything in years. Remember that, guys? Remember when he was mad that Jinder Mahal got a title shot on SmackDown? And he went on, go look it up, people. But Commander never won one match ever on Dynamite, probably. Casino Gauntlet. Why not? Fucking hypocrite. Then we had a 6 women's tag match. Willow, the Brawling Girls, Mercedes Moné, and the Divine Dominion, Megan Bayne and Lena Cross. Yeah, we had a match. Willow got the win. I guess the important thing is she pinned Mercedes. Like I guess that forwards. Remember the promo last week? And Mercedes strictly was like, I can't tell Mercedes' story without you, Willow. You're the one who took my title. You're the one that beats me every single time. Every time we meet up, you beat me. You pin me 1, 2, 3. And then when she pins her 1, 2, 3 in Arena Mexico, oh my God, can you believe it? Willow just pinned Mercedes. Can we just rewind Mercedes' promo? She beats her every time. You know, when I play Madden with my son, I beat the shit out of him, 80-0 every time. So tonight when I load up and I beat him again, should I go tell my wife and she acts surprised? Do you see where I'm going? The AEW Women's Champion, who's always beat Mercedes, she pinned Mercedes. Can you believe it? The 7th time. Yes, we can believe it because it happens every time. Why was this such a shock? Stupid. Stupid. I know you want to create this underdog thing, but she's not the underdog. And Mercedes told us she's not the underdog. Why are we surprised? Hold on. Let me get the Continental Cup up. I'm going to talk about the Continental Cup here in a second. Continental Tournament, Continental, whatever. Continental Cup AEW 2026. I guess what? People who's in it? We'll talk about that in a second. There's 16 people. Don't we have the Continental Classic? Now we have a Continental Cup. We have the Owen Cup. We got the Gauntlet match. We got everything. We got everything into AEW. Everything. All at once. Never stops. Never stops. Just keeps on going and 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 going. Kyle Fletcher defeats Mike Speedball Bailey for the AEW International Championship. A match that kept going and going and going. Hong Kong Phooey. Listen, man. Where was I at? My real profession. My real profession, I know. Oh, you don't make money, don't you? This isn't your real job. No, this is a hobby. I have fun. I talk wrestling. If you take me serious, you take me serious. If you don't take me serious, you laugh with me. I hope you're laughing with me. But my real profession, we had a massive meeting and this and that and roles and responsibilities. And I remember a leader stepped up in this meeting and was like, hey, listen, this position requires X, Y, and Z. This role is not for everybody. We can't just hire anyone for this specific role. You need to meet these standards, X, Y, and Z, whatever the standards were. I feel like the same should apply. Well, think about this, basketball players. I can't just, I'm 5'9". I was never going to be a basketball player. I kind of understood that. I think you guys are going to see where I'm going. I think you already know. If you're 5'7" and you weigh 120 pounds, pick a different profession. Be a referee. If you love professional wrestling, be a referee. Be an agent. Do something else. It looks ridiculous when someone like Kyle Fletcher takes 30 minutes to beat a 120-pound little man. He has to do everything in the book. Everything. It's like he's wrestling Oba fucking Femi out there. I don't understand it. This should have been a 3 to 5 minute squash match. Make Kyle Fletcher look like a superstar. You made him look like a scrub. I'm sorry. When I see this, you might think about this differently. You might think, oh man, they just went nuts. They went bananas. This match was a banger. But you're not looking at the bigger picture. I'm looking at it as Kyle Fletcher is weak. He couldn't even beat this little guy. He had to do every trick in his bag to beat this guy. You know, when I play WWE 2K, different, it's obviously not real life. But when I have a matchup, like a jobber match or whatever, I beat that fucking guy with my signature move. I don't even do my finisher. I don't waste my time. So I'm going to beat him 1, 2, 3. Make a statement. Why is Kyle Fletcher doing multiple finishers, multiple signature moves, multiple this, multiple that, to beat one of the weakest looking people on the roster? I don't understand it. I just don't understand it, man. I don't understand how anyone thinks Kyle Fletcher looks good after this. We got another story coming from you guys. You ready for this story? Right after Kyle Fletcher defeats Speedball Mike Bailey in that 35-minute match, or however long it was, Okada's music plays. Stop me if you've seen this storyline before with, I don't know, Takeshita. Where did he go? Where's Takeshita? Where did he go? What happened to him? What happened? He breaks out of the Don Callis family. He wins a belt. And he's off TV. He's off TV. He's off TV after his major angle when you tried to make him a superstar. He's off TV. Where is he at? Do we see a problem? I see a problem. Why is no one talking about it? Is he on Collision? Nobody watches Collision. I had a fun time watching the show. It just... Why? Anyway, Okada stares down Kyle Fletcher. We do the same story we did. Literally the same story. Cut and paste from the last one Okada was in. The same thing, except for he doesn't have the belt this time. Now he wants the belt. Same story. Mystico comes out to that song, which, don't get me wrong, it was stuck in my head for days, brother. I don't care. I liked it. I like that song. But F you, Chris Jericho, for coming out after Mystico. Judas sucks. You suck. You used to be my favorite. Just kidding. You used to be my favorite for real. Darby Allin came out. I fast forwarded this match. I don't have time. I saw that the show was 3 hours. And I don't have time for a 3-hour Dynamite, especially when this match means nothing. Can someone tell me what Mystico, Chris Jericho, Darby Allin, I know what Darby Allin has to do in this match. Darby Allin and Kevin Knight. I understand that. I'm not stupid. Maybe Hechicero and Mystico have something going on. They probably do. But what does Chris Jericho have to do with Okada? Why is Chris Jericho in this match? Wouldn't Chris Jericho be involved with Ciampa in some way? Is that feud over with? Probably is. You see what I'm saying? So Chris Jericho's like, oh, Mystico has this very over song. We're in his home place. Everyone's going to sing to it. Let me just one-up him. Let me upstage him. That was a bad move because Judas didn't get half the reaction that the other song got. How dare you, Chris? How dare you? I don't know. I had no opinions on the match. Don't care about the match. Who won? I don't care. It's another 6-man tag. That means nothing. 8-man tag, 3-way title, 6-woman tag. Well, we get a single trios match. Trios match. How many fucking trios matches do we need? Bobby's gonna cancel me for all my cuss words. I apologize, Bobby. But we're the attitude era over here. The next match, Persephone versus Chris Statlander. This was a match of the night until Sheeta got involved because she can't fit under the ring anymore, under the rope, and she struggled and she sucks. And why is she here? Who's excited for Sheeta in 2026? I'd rather see more Thunder Rosa. She got involved as well. I want to see more Thunder Rosa. Where has she been? Why are we seeing Sheeta in 2026? She's useless. She's meaningless. She means nothing to the company. What are we doing? Thunder Rosa, she means nothing to the company too, but at least she can wrestle. She just washed. Anyway, Persephone defeated Chris Statlander in a very hard-hitting women's match where Persephone showed her great abilities to work a crowd. She was over as a heel, mega over as a heel. She has the facials. Even when she's getting tripped up, like, let's say she had a move example, she was in control, and then Chris Statlander kind of reversed it and gave her a little trip, and Persephone's face was like, oh, like she actually sold it. When the opening match, Jon Moxley was on the ropes about to get ready for a 619, and guess what, guys? Every time I knew he was about to get hit, I knew it was coming because here's Jon Moxley on the ropes. He's looking over. He's looking for the hit. Then he looks over here. Here's the other one. Like Jon Moxley's the worst seller, worst wrestler, worst everything in the world. Everything. Because he doesn't sell. He has no facials. Every time he's about to get hit or get moved, get body slammed or whatever, we know it's coming because he's just like going through the motions. There's no naturality to anything Jon Moxley. Persephone, she's got it all. She's got it all. Sign her, get her to AEW. I don't want her in WWE because they would ruin her. They really would. Get her to Dynamite. Get her in that women's division. I need Mercedes and Persephone for the title. I need Willow and Persephone. Oh my gosh, give me Willow and Persephone. Please give me Willow and Persephone. That's a match I'd like to see at next year's All In or whenever, because those are 2 stars. Willow is the most over woman since Toni Storm in that company as a babyface. She gets pops, man. She always has. I've always been a Willow fan. And Persephone gets the most heel heat. Like Megan Bain goes out there. Crickets. Who else? Julia Hart. Crickets. Sky Blue. Crickets. Everyone's crickets. Persephone knows how to work a crowd. Cheetah, we're going home. Cheetah comes out, we're packing up. What are we doing? Do you guys think again, I hate comparing companies, but hear me out. Do you think when let's just say, who's the biggest babyface in WWE? Who's the biggest babyface in TNA? I wouldn't know. Let's not use TNA, but we can use them as an example. So let's just say the biggest star of TNA lost a title match. He can't go for the TNA World Championship ever again, but he's your biggest babyface, or you perceive him to be. You perceive him to be a top star, even though he's not that good. You perceive him to be top of the line. He's your guy. He is the cowboy. He is your face of the company. So would you think he would come back to a massive, like, I'm back, I'm taking over, the baby face is back, this is my place, I'm getting revenge on everybody? Or would you like him to come back on a show nobody watches, cut a little promo that nobody saw, and then disappear for a couple weeks, and then re-debut on Dynamite in a pre-tape with no introduction, no nothing, no promotion, nothing else on the show, just, I believe in you, Will. And then he comes out later in the night and saves, he beats up Bishop Khan, Ricochet, and Toa. And what I say, he's going to be a trios champion with Brody King and Bandito. And that's what they did with their megastar, or what they perceive as their megastar. So do you think TNA would benefit from having their mega babyface star come back off of an extended period of time to win their most meaningless title in the company? Meaningless. When I say the trios championship is meaningless, I wish I had my fantasy football belt here. I have a championship belt from one of these sites that I bought for $250, and I hold it high and I tell my league I'm the champion of this year. It's a cool belt. It's a really cool belt. That belt is worth more and has more prestige than these AEW trios titles. Those are useless, worthless, meaningless. It's just another prop for them to carry. Where at least I won money winning my fantasy football league. At least my title signifies championship. Theirs signifies we're bored. We have nothing to do with these guys. We have 1,000 belts. Give them one of the belts. What's the feud going to be? What's the story with this? What's the story? Where is this going to lead? I'll tell you where it's going to lead. Bandito, Brody King, and Hangman Page are going to fight a lot of heel groups on Collision and defend these titles at least 55 times in a month. Hell, they'll defend them probably every single goddamn show until they lose them. They might get 17 title defenses in half the weeks because they'll defend it on Dynamite Collision. Heck, do they still have After Dark or Rampage? They might defend them there too. ROH. You might see these people on ROH because Bandito is the ROH champion. Because all they care about is defending. If you watch Dynamite, when Kyle Fletcher beat Speedball, they said, that's Kyle Fletcher's 18th, or well, I mean, I'm exaggerating. That's his 7th title defense. Okay. Again, if I beat my son in Madden for the 15th time in a row, 80-0, am I celebrating 18 wins in a row? Or am I beating people that matter in stories that matter, in stories that people will remember? People still tell me Darby Allin's title run was amazing. I can't remember one person he wrestled, can't remember one story he told, can't remember one promo he cut. I can't. Because it was every night. Dynamite, Collision. When it's every night, it doesn't mean anything. If I cook a filet and baked potato every night, it's just dinner. If I drink, a fine bottle of bourbon, a $100 bottle of bourbon every night, it just becomes a ritual. It does not become special. If you defend the AEW championship every show, every night, against people that don't deserve it, it's meaningless. Darby Allin's run was pathetic. Lazy. Mexico street fight between Will Ospreay and Mark Davis. At this point, I was worn down. Okay? I was worn down. I didn't want to handle a 30-minute garbage match between essentially a jobber in Mark Davis, who's growing on me. He's losing weight. He cut that good promo. Like, I'm not going to lie. He's growing on me. He's a lot better than he was about a year ago. 100%. Like, 100% he has improved. He is one of the guys that actually took this serious and go, you know what? I'm going to get better because people are calling me fat, or people are saying I can't wrestle, or I have no personality. These are all true. He lost weight. He's getting in shape. And he kind of has a look now. He just looked like create a fat wrestler. Now he has a personality. He has a new look. I'm into him. I think he could do good things. I just wasn't into this match whatsoever. Not even close. So I just fast forward. Now all of it, I watched like pieces. And once it got like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. It's kind of like how when Bandito and Hangman and Brody King started doing the Macarena. I'm done. Let's fast forward to the end. That's how I felt with this match. Will Ospreay and Mark Davis. For nothing, meaningless. I don't care. Where's Kenny Omega? That's what I want to see. Where's Kenny Omega? And that's Dynamite, man. That's Dynamite. That's the whole show. Look. I know people pay money to go to these shows, and I know Tony Khan wants to give everybody the best wrestling show ever. Every single night, you want 30-minute bangers. I know that's what he's trying to give to these people. But your television viewer, it's fucking daunting. It is daunting to watch so many 30-minute meaningless matches. It just it melts your brain. It melts your brain, man. It melts your brain. Real quick before I log off, this is a long show. I am so sorry. But before I log off, I do want to go over the inaugural 2026 AEW Continental Challenge Cup. Separate. Don't confuse this with the Continental Classic. Okay? I know it's confusing, but don't confuse the two. Because you know how WWE does King of the Ring, and then like later on they do King of the Squared Circle. Same thing. WWE does the same thing. They hold a tournament for this one specific title, and then like 6 months later they do the same tournament, but they just called something a little bit different, tweak the rules a little bit. Why are we doing this? We have a Continental Classic, which actually I like. It's super confusing to the American audience. Block C, block gold, gold block, blue balls. Who knows what's going on? But I enjoy it. But I don't need to see it again. How many tournaments do we need for a meaningless title? Yeah, it's meaningless. A 100% meaningless title. This title sucks. This title sucks. Every week we see it defended. Every week. Commander, El Clone. What jobber wants to fight Jon Moxley tonight? It's almost like Jon Moxley shows up to work and says, hey, Tony, give me another jobber. Feed me more. How many times has he defended that title against nobodies? So why are we having a tournament to decide who's going to freaking be the champion, when you just give anyone, if I called Tony, hey, Tony, hey, I'm in town. Can I get a Continental Championship match? Yeah, come on in. Anyone can. Anyone has. Everybody has. It's like if the girl next door, I'm not going to say it, but if she says yes to everyone on the block, but she makes you run a marathon to do it, wouldn't you feel a little bit upset about it when everyone else just can walk to her house, but you got to run a marathon? Why are these people in a tournament when they can just easily go next week and get a title match with no qualification, with no wins? Look at Commander. Someone tell me the last time Commander won a match, because I'd like to know, because he just wrestled for that title 2 weeks ago. He didn't have to go through a 16-man tournament. Stupid. All right, let's get the participants, and you tell me who is Continental Classic ready, or whatever the tournament is. Stupid. Jon Moxley, he's in it. Of course, the champion has to be in it, because that's how it works. Kyle O'Reilly, jobber. Roderick Strong, jobber. Orange Cassidy, I can see, but no. Nigel McGuinness. Shibata, jobber. David Finlay, jobber. Ace Austin, who? Jay White, okay. All right, I like Jay White. Matt Sydal, jobber. Jack Perry, jobber. Jake Doyle, jobber. Brian Cage, jobber. Hechicero, jobber. Claudio, jobber. Eddie Kingston, where have you been? Where have you been? Where have you been? Your time has passed, my friend. In the NFL, there's a window. And if you don't win the Super Bowl within that window, your quarterback's rookie contract's up. You have to spend a lot of money. You can't sign as many free agents. There's a lot of factors in the NFL from that window closing. Eddie Kingston had a moment in time where he should have been world heavyweight champion. He was that over. The window has closed on Eddie Kingston. I'm just going to leave that there. It's unfortunate because he should have been an AEW world champion. But the window, just like you guys did with old Briscoe, Mark Briscoe. Where's he? Where's he? He was so over. He was one of the rare baby faces that made the fans react. And where is he? Where is he? All In is 3 weeks away. Where is he? You see what I'm saying? So who's going to win this tournament? Because there's only 3 people that, should be there. Jay White, Jon Moxley. I guess there's 2 people that should be there. Jay White and Jon Moxley. Because the rest are jobbers. Jobbers. I got an idea for the WWE, just in case you're watching. Do a tournament, 16 people. Put Seth Rollins, put CM Punk, Tozawa, R-Truth, Otis, Kit Wilson, the other Elton Prince, Ivar. Got to put him in there. He might win. Ivar. You never know. You never know, brother. Then you could put in Josh Briggs. Is he still around? Chase, the guy who in NXT, Chase U, that guy. Put him in there. He might win. You never know. You never know. The Chase guy might win. And while you're in there too, throw in Danhausen. Because that's how embarrassing this tournament is. When's the last time Kyle O'Reilly, Roddy Strong, Shibata? Who's Ace Austin? Why are these people here? Where is Strickland? Where is Samoa Joe? Where are these people? Why isn't Hangman in here? He can't win the AEW championship. Where's Brody King? Where's Bandito? Do you see what I'm saying? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Oh, but they'll have banger matches. Oh, but they're going to have 5-star matches. Oh, there's going to be 1,000 kickouts. I don't care. I don't care. Make sure you tune in tomorrow. Seriously, because tomorrow we'll do WrestleMania 16 preview or review or flashback. Bobby Melendez and myself. We'll be live tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern. I haven't watched WrestleMania 16 yet, so I'm going to do that right after this show. And guess what, guys? I'm sorry. I shouldn't say guess what. I just want to apologize. I'm sorry that I came up so upset today. It's just I want to like Dynamite, and I've been saying this on all the shows. I stream. I stream a Real Talk Wrestling. I was on with Adrian and the Rainy Day podcast all weekend last weekend for SummerSlam. And I said it over and over and over and over and over and over. Dynamite's a better show than Raw and SmackDown at the moment. And if you think I'm upset about that, like, I thought this show was good as far as a wrestling, yeah. But as far as story and why I watch stuff, it didn't do anything for me. If I'm going to watch the episode of The Office, I prefer the ones that are more story driven with Michael Scott, Jim, Pam. What are they doing? How are they moving the story forward? Rather than just 30 minutes of just jokes. Just jokes. Could you imagine just watching a sitcom of just jokes? No direction, no nothing. It's just jokes. At that point, watch, where are my pants? If you watch a Lego movie, you got that. But I'm going to be back tomorrow. My name is Josh Kimmel. This was the AEW Rundown. Bobby, if you're watching, I'm sorry, man. You know what? Just be good to people. All right. Later.